We are a virtual personalized health platform for patients living with complex chronic illnesses, focusing specifically on autoimmune conditions. And our goal is to improve patient outcomes for people living with these types of illnesses. For us right now is kind of the next step in establishing traction. The fact that the outcome studies are going to take probably 5 to 6 months, how do we actually establish traction in another way?
The app is live, right?
Yeah, for generating basic kind of data, but in terms of doing yeah.
How many people are using it?
So we had 450 downloads so far with no marketing really.
How many people use it every day?
I'd say probably a fifth of that.
Okay, well, that's enough. I mean, you're in healthcare, to be honest, the studies are pretty small. You have 50 people using your app on the regular. That's enough to do a medical study yourself.
So you're saying we should just go ahead and do the study ourselves?
You should be blogging the study is what I think. You have to produce it in the format that's going to be peer reviewed. We know how long that's going to take. That's a separate track.
Right.
What we're trying to do is win hearts, minds, and customers, right?
Right.
So if you want to do that's about, I would argue, about being as public as we can about all this wonderful information we have and how helpful we can be. And I would start calling all those people who are using it every day and ask them why they're using it, how it's going, how we can make it better, provide them with a wonderful concierge service. And then that way we can figure out what the patterns are for those power users. So we can then make sure that the onboarding for new downloads pushes people to that same path.
One of the things that we've had a challenge with is setting up a sustainable engineering operation. If there was any tips and tricks about how to go about that, like hiring best practices for having people be around long-term to be able to kind of execute on the vision.
You probably want to focus on people who are passionate about your project. I mean, you've got something that people will get passionate about. You're very passionate about it. And so those two things combined, usually you want to, you will find yourself more magnetic to people who are interested in this. And then you want to check for that and that cultural fit during the process. So you want to make sure everyone meets, the person meets everyone on the team, make sure that everyone's excited about working with them, make sure that you've had an opportunity to talk to them about their plans in the future. And if they're planning on leaving in 2 years, then that might not be a fit for you. And really, it's about you winning them over when they're on the job. That's the key issue.
Yeah.
And those, the sort of three principles there are ownership, mastery, and recognition. So do they get control over what they're doing and building? Maybe you set the goal and then they can decide how it happens. Mastery, are they getting better at what they're doing with their craft? Can they feel themselves improving? Are they getting new skills, perhaps? And then recognition, are they getting compensated? Are they getting recognized, maybe verbally, in group sessions, all that kind of stuff? Those are the things that humans tend to respond to.